Autism powers unite. Not saying everyone who loves this game is autistic, but everyone who is autistic loves this game. It's one of the 10 commandments. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules here. All that to say, SA2 is just the shit. I don't care what Pro Jared says. Much like my Sonic Adventure 1 video, we will be taking a look at the amazing aesthetics of Sonic Adventure 2. What I love most about this game, and most Sonic games around this time, is its own distinct personality. It's a bit more based in reality, but still has a cool 90s anime vibe to it. I just want to say that Sonic Adventure 2 Battle in particular might have my all-time favorite title screen. My entire childhood right there, right in those 15 seconds. I just think this game has the best menu screens of any game ever, maybe? Yeah, I think so. Every song, every sound effect is just perfect. This game is just oozing style. The iconography in this game is just so perfect. The cover and the artwork for this game is just so iconic. Blue skies signifying Sonic's freedom and pure personality, versus Shadow's dark and mysterious skies, and emphasizing his celestial origins. Such a great setup. So, you know how this fucking game starts. I had a whole thing I was going to write about this opening, but it's totally pointless. This is one of the most iconic openings to any game ever. It's like describing what makes Star Wars cool. Everyone just knows that shit. So aside from this actually being the coolest shit ever made, just look how beautiful this game is. This game was developed by Sonic Team US division that was based in San Francisco, and they basically just put San Francisco in the Sonic world. You think this real world location would clash hard with the Sonic aesthetics, but you would be wrong in that assessment. This game has that unmistakable late 90s Sega edge that is just so irresistible. I need this shit in my veins. Why the fuck did everyone buy a PlayStation over a Dreamcast? Why did this beautiful thing have to die so young? I miss this Sega so much. This entire level just screams Y2K. With the grinding on rails, quirky billboards, and the music just absolutely scream early 2000s Y2K culture. The aesthetic of this level is rather simple but effective. It feels like a Jet Set Radio level. Wonderful blue skies above giving a warm, youthful vibe, reflecting Sonic's freedom and independence. The city seems to be just as fast and as busy as Sonic. Cars flying by, roads twisting and turning for Sonic to play around in, and ramps to do sick tricks. The mechs that chase Sonic in this level are a pretty interesting contrast to the usual badniks we face. They look more militaristic and oppressive than the badniks, giving Gun a more intimidating presence, giving way to an absolutely crazy and goofy sequence with this gun truck. The impression that this first level gives is just absolutely godlike. One of the single greatest openings to any video game of all time. Probably my favorite first level in the entire series. Absolute peak perfection. What the hell else could I say about City Escape, man? It just never gets old. Replaying this level still is just as much fun nearly 25 years later. Absolutely god tier based poggers lol a random bacon r xd hell of a time. After that absolute masterpiece, we move on to the first Knuckles level, Wild Canyon. Having broken the Master Emerald to prevent Robotnik from stealing it, we are now tasked to finding the pieces. Again. Wild Canyon seems to be a huge cavernous ravine with a huge wind geyser. It seems to have a lot of Egyptian artwork and murals. This is the first hint of the game's desert aesthetics that we get. There's these really weird faces and murals all throughout the level, and kind of creeped me out as a kid. It kind of reminds me of a level in Sonic Adventure 1 a little bit. Not too much to say about this one. It's what you'd expect from a Knuckles level at this point. It has some of the same imagery associated with Knuckles, like ruins, ancient shrines, and murals, and so on and so forth. Decent level, but not too much to write home about. On to the next one. Since Sonic was arrested and sent to Pearl Harbor, we take control of Tails to help break him out. So there's this running gag in this game where Tails is just straight up a war criminal, and it's kind of fucking hilarious. It's a shame this level is probably one of the most sterile and, dare I say, boring levels in the whole game. There are many ways to describe this game, and boring is not one of them, except for this one, unfortunately. It's just a little too bleak in this place. It harkens back to older, more industrial imagery like in the original trilogy, but this place is just a little too lifeless. It especially stands out because every level in this game has such distinct personality. This one is just prison. Okay, so besides the slightly uncomfortable imagery, Metal Harbor fucks so hard. This place to be some type of gun fortress set in the ocean. You can actually see islands in the distance, perhaps foreshadowing for the next level. The colors in this game are so beautiful. The piercing blue skies, the white clouds above the water is just mwah. And don't forget these fuck-ass seagulls. I just have to mention the music too. This game has one of the best soundtracks of any game ever. Literally every track is a banger, and Metal Harbor is one of the best. It's what introduced me to ska punk, and this is still the best ska punk song I've ever heard. It just feels so right. It's one of those orgasmic moments where the music, gameplay, and visuals just perfectly come together. It's one of my very favorite levels of all time, and is my favorite Sonic level ever, just period. It nails the tropical aesthetic, but at the same time the oppressive industrial aesthetic that this game has. And then, just a rocket. So imagine in real life if the FBI had like a base out in the ocean, like off the coast of Florida or some shit, and just had rockets that they would shoot. Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, this level is just absolute cinema. It's just one of the best. Sorry. If you don't like this level, you're wrong. Bye. So we get another sick-ass Sonic level, and this one is a giant rainforest. It's making my nose itch just looking at it. This has to be one of the more detailed levels in the whole game. You just feel the atmosphere in this jungle. Giant dragonflies, giant pollen bubbles, these poisonous-ass looking plants. I feel like I'm getting poison ivy just looking at that. The skybox in this level is surprisingly detailed, having a huge jungle picture as a texture, making the level feel constricting, like the jungle has trapped Sonic. This place always reminded me of the Mystic Ruins jungle, but it's missing something. Oh, there it is. Man, I gotta say, these jungle textures are really good for a 2001. It's just incredible to me what games looked like on the Dreamcast. Like, think about Shenmue, for example. Shenmue came out the same year as Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and just compare the two. Like, yeah, we can argue which game is better, but like fidelity-wise, look at Shenmue. It's crazy. We just were not ready for the Dreamcast. Anyway, yeah, this level is a masterpiece. It pones my cock. It's another banger of a level that I never get tired of blasting through. And man, I really hope that this jungle doesn't explode. Oh yeah, my Halloween heads are rubbing their bellies right now. It's about to get spooky. I love Pumpkin Hill. This has got to be one of the most visually striking levels in all of Sonic. The adventure games always have amazing skyboxes, but this one, holy shit. It's like a warped version of Red Mountain from the first game. I feel like Knuckles just flew into Jack Skellington's asshole. The jack-o'-lantern mountains and the little temples in the middle, just yes. Can I just say that I love the ghosts in this game? They're so cute, kind of creepy, and insanely stupid looking all at the same time. It's incredible how every aesthetic or vibe Sonic Team goes for, they absolutely nail. This level being so gothic while still having the iconic Sega cartoony edge. Gothic churches, creepy mountains, scary ghost trains, the works. I'm super Halloween pilled, so this level tickled me right in the balls, and I love it. When I think about this game, this is one of the first levels that comes to mind. And I don't know, man, like, I definitely had dreams about this level before. There's just something about it that's so ethereal and weird and cool and creepy, and unlike any other level in the entire game. Fucking goated level. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this one simply because there's just not that much to it. There is a future level that has the same aesthetic that is more interesting, and then I'll talk about more of it then. But for now, this is definitely it's pretty cozy, but not that interesting. It has a chill, very city pop vibe to it. The classic Tails Wanted sign is pretty hilarious, especially because this game's tone is a little darker than usual, so all the goofy, funny jokes just hit a little bit harder. It's also kind of funny how chillaxed the music and vibes are, considering Tails is just causing absolute destruction and havoc This man is legit a terrorist. It's got the classic SA2 San Francisco vibe, but it also has this fuck-ass jet that will absolutely blow your speakers if you don't kill it quickly. Not too much to say about this one. It's cozy, but not much else. So we switch back to Knuckles, and somehow the Master Emerald shards flew into the sewer. I never really understood how the Emerald shards wound up in this place, but whatever. It's another chill stage that feels a bit more claustrophobic, but still dope nonetheless. This has to be one of my favorite Knuckles tracks in the entire game. It's so chill and perfectly captures the vibe of this place. It's very mechanical, but still has an earthly look to it, reflecting Knuckles' home in Angel Island. Now that I'm thinking about it, this level really does feel like it could have been an Angel Island level in Sonic Adventure 1. This level continues the silly Halloween aesthetic with ghosts and animals and skulls and so forth. Gameplay wise, this level is a little tedious from controlling the water level, but the vibes are so good. The chill vibe and early 90s urban aesthetic just gives this level a really unique vibe. Good stuff. Okay, I love this game, but these suck. It's so boring. Music aside, there just isn't much here at all. It does have a warm summer Dreamcast vibe that I can never get enough of, but beyond that, there's just nothing here. What do you want me to say? Tails is driving a car. Did you know in the original Dreamcast version, this JPEG of San Francisco was missing? They added this picture in the GameCube port. That's literally the only thing I could think of. Riveting stuff, I know. Moving on. Oh, Tay. So the gang team up to find Charlie Kirk's secret base in the desert, and Tails gets the first level. I've never been much for desert aesthetics. I just never really found the sandy brown below a blue sky all that interesting. But leave it to Sonic Adventure 2 to be the absolute exception. It is sandy, but with a weird ancient/futuristic aesthetic. The reds so easily complement the brown and sand and the blue sky. Some of these Robotnik murals are so weird and freaky, they're hilarious. They kind of remind me of the terrifying Eggman bosses in Sonic Spinball. Oh hey, of all the levels in this game, this one has classic badniks. The gun robots are cool, but it's really cool to see these guys again. Kind of a weird level to bring them back, but whatever. The vast sand ocean and pyramid looming in the distance give this one a lot of atmosphere and raises the stakes quite a bit. In the background, you can see oil derricks, classic Eggman, being a capitalist pig. But anyway, with all that, we finally enter the pyramid. So this level really doesn't have a story purpose. It's just Sonic running around in a pyramid, but I'm not complaining. So the Pyramid Cave is a much harsher vibe with a more Egyptian and slightly sinister aesthetic. It feels almost more like a Knuckles level due to the haunted vibe of this one. Ghostly pirate ships, ghosts in general, and Gamma? Yeah, whenever I was a kid, I remember always avoiding killing these guys because it felt like I was killing Gamma again. Why, yes, I do have autism, thank you for asking. Not a ton to say about this one. Just a very edgy and cool Sonic level with insanely good music. You guys ever listen to Primus? Listen to Mr. Know-It-All by Primus and tell me it doesn't sound exactly like a desert level in this game. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. So the gang happened upon a door that needs 3 keys to open, and luckily, Knuckles is our butt monkey. So we take a break hunting from emeralds now to look for 3 keys in the heart of the pyramid. I think this one is right behind Pumpkin Hill as far as my favorite Knuckles level. It really does feel like you're inside a huge mechanical pyramid that may or may not be haunted. The music is like out of control horny. Like this is some love-making music and I'm all for it. The track is literally called Deeper, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. Anyway, I fucking love this level. The subtle continuity of the echidnas being an ancient civilization is so interesting and such an underappreciated aspect of the lore. The small details in this level are just so much fun. Big being stuck in the machine, the stupid kind of scary looking ghost, the really sick statue rooms, and of course Robotnik's freaky murals. I know some people find this level tedious, but I'm sorry, you're wrong. Every room is so much fun to explore and get lost in, and is definitely one of the most rewarding treasure hunting levels in the whole game. Underrated level for sure. So a few fights later, we wind up in space at Charlie Kirk's Space Colony Ark. The first level goes to Tails again. We enter the engine area of the Ark. It's got a slick Y2K futuristic look with some of my favorite color combos. Light gray and green with a little bit of red. This game just loves me so much. Unfortunately, this level is kind of boring otherwise. You got these artificial chaos creatures that are so sick. I'm glad we see more of these things in future Sonic games. They're so cool. It doesn't help that the mech stages are like easily my least favorite levels in the game. And this one just is not that special. It's just another Tails level. It has an okay vibe and the track is decent, but overall just kind of a boring level. So after the goofiest cutscene in the entire game, we managed to lose the Master Emerald shards, and Knuckles needs to nab them back. Meteor Herd is interesting because it's one of the largest levels, but it's almost tube-shaped. This level is very tall. This place seems to be some sort of industrial nightmare. This place seems to be directly below the colony, being some sort of construction or harvesting site. This level continues a sleek Y2K futuristic aesthetic, with some industrial nightmare imagery to put the cherry on top. This might be my favorite Knuckles track in the entire game. Just want to give a shout out to Toyomo Atani. His compositions are so fucking good in these songs, and I would highly recommend listening to the instrumental versions of them. Hunted P is there too. Yeah, this dude is a weirdo, and his vocals are so likably cheesy, but honestly, I don't really care for them. I actually have a mod that removes the vocals in the Knuckles levels. That might be blasphemy to some, but the production of these songs are so good, and they're kind of just overshadowed by these goofy ass vocals by a weird sex pest, and I would really rather just not think about him at all. Anyway, sorry Hunted P fans. This level isn't as cool as Death Chamber or Pumpkin Hill, but it has some cool details. You get some cooler upgrades with these sunglasses that reveal hidden goodies. It's kind of a pain to get, but it's worth seeing it just to see Knuckles' sweet shades. Cool level, but slightly tedious. It's just worth it hearing that sexy music and cool visuals though. So right before Sonic completes the mission, Amy gets 360 no-scoped by Eggman off screen. So now we gotta go save her. This level is similar visually to Eternal Engine, but it's just more Sonicified, adding a lot more greens and blacks. Last section feels like a Mario Sunshine level. All the different color blocks in space are so cool. Too bad this is probably the jankiest part of the entire game. I gotta say that this level is pretty underrated. The movement and frenetic level gimmicks are so much fun. Jumping onto the ceiling rails is so satisfying, and somersaulting at just the right time under the pathways, mwah. The music is so industrial and heart-stopping. It feels very urgent. Like Robotnik is gonna blow Amy's brains out at any second. That's real, by the way. That's really happening in the story. It would be a damn near perfect level if it wasn't for the horrible camera in the last part, but it's still cool. Can I just say that the ooze in this game looks so satisfying? Like, I want to drink this and play with it. It looks like Ecto Cooler. Just thought this was an important thing to say. This level does a great job leading up to the final climactic level of the hero story, and the aesthetics and gameplay to match it. Great level. We are finally at the end of the hero story. After escaping death, Sonic must destroy the Eclipse Cannon before firing again. This level is a masterpiece! This level is basically highways and rails for Sonic to run on, and it's incredible. This entire level is like one of the reasons why I think this game is incredible and overhated to some extent. People always talk about City Escape, and yeah, it's good, but Final Rush is just as great a closer as City Escape is an opener. This level tests every bit of your reflexes, and it's just euphoric. Mastering this level is genuinely one of the most satisfying things to do in the entire game. Like, you can master City Escape in like 2 or 3 goes, but this one, not so much. To this day, I have such a blast going through this one, and it helps that there's multiple pathways to get to the end. It's a perfect level, and the aesthetics are a bit more stripped back to show the seriousness and urgency of this level. It's just a full-blown adrenaline rush of a stage, and I will never get sick of it. Going through the colony and seeing the earth below gives this such a sense of climactic tension, and the use of deep dark blue reflects all of that. Not too much else to say. It's just a fucking balls to the wall epic final level, and I think it's the best level in the whole game. Fucking peak Sonic right here. Alright, so we face off against Shadow, Sonic finally destroying the cannon, and that's it for the hero story. I just love that this game has more of a serious tone, but it never feels like it's trying too hard, unlike future Sonic games. The characters are still lighthearted and fun, even though serious shit is going down. It's still a cozy Sonic adventure, furthering Sonic's role in the third dimension and giving us another awesome adventure. Let's check out the dark story. So we start the dark story off as the old Robotnik himself breaking Shadow out of the military base. So this level is definitely not nearly as good as opening as City Escape. Not even close, honestly. Robotnik's levels have this weird gimmick where the levels are supposed to be dark and you need to shoot the robos to light the way. But all the ports of this game completely screw up the lighting, so you see everything just fine. It's really weird. Yeah, this level's just shooting doors and it looks very sterile. It's super boring. It's a darker version of Prison Lane, which is already a boring level. Yeah, this ain't it. It's a very blah start to the dark story, I gotta say, but hopefully there's better to come. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Dry Lagoon is a lush green oasis tucked away close to the pyramid. Holy shit, look how beautiful this is. This level has such an ethereal feel. The skybox, these trippy faces, the weird animals, and just the crazy hieroglyphs just give this level so much personality. The skybox is a blurry image of some ruins. If anyone knows what this is, please comment. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find anything. What's so cool about this level is unlike most every other Dark Side level, there is no hero alternative to this level. It's just its own thing. And it's so sick. I guess technically it is supposed to be the dark version of Wild Canyon, but it just feels so much like its own thing. It just has this beautiful oasis feel with so many different butterflies and insects. And it honestly reminds me a little bit of like classic 2D Sonic games. I don't know, something about this level just really weirdly reminds me of Regal Ruins and Sonic R. Is that just me? Maybe it is. I don't know. Would anyone watch a Sonic R aesthetics video? Because like, I don't know. I feel like I could definitely make one. Nobody watches this shit anyway, so whatever. Anyway, Dry Lagoon. So yeah, this level just fucking slaps just all around. It's one of the better Rouge levels anyway, and it's just such a cool setting that is really unlike any other part of the game, and it weirdly does kind of remind me of a level in Sonic Adventure 1. Even though Iron Gate was a really poor start to the dark story, I kind of feel like that this and the next several levels kind of make up for it. I feel like I've been a Rouge the Bat truther my entire life. I don't know, I never despised her like a lot of other people do. I honestly think this level kind of has a lot to do with it. It's such a good first impression of her. It's just such a stylish, beautiful level, and it's absolutely one of the best Rouge levels in the entire game. Maybe even the best. So we're back as Eggman. I guess just to go to his base, I guess? So does Robotnik just have to play this level every time he comes back to this base? I don't know. Anyway, this level we're going to the pyramid base. It's definitely a dark version of Hidden Base. Literally. The looming pyramid in the distance, the twilight sky, and the huge moon makes for an ethereal and epic atmosphere. This is probably the only Eggman level that has appropriately dark lighting. It's a bit painful to get through without the hover boots, but on replay, this level is pretty fun. It's a pretty solid level overall. Again, not the biggest fan of the mech stages, but this ain't half bad. So we finally take control of Shadow in his first level ever. This one being Shadow ripping through the city at night. It has the same aesthetics as Mission Street, but it just fits Shadow so much better. The music does us so many favors too. This level just feels like an anxiety attack. It's so frenetic and there isn't a single second to catch your breath. This level is just at 100 the entire time, even more so than most running stages, I would say. It really reflects Shadow's state of mind. The skybox is fucking beautiful as usual. It's so crazy how most city levels in the adventure games take place like 50 zillion miles in the air. Like, look how high up we are. You can look out to see several Easter eggs. The Knights building, Soap Shoes, and Got Rings blimp. Yeah, this level fucks hard. It's another one where the aesthetics and the gameplay just come together in absolute euphoria. It's an absolute blast. Fantastic first impression of Shadow. So Rouge breaks into the pyramid base to find Eggman, and she has to find some keys. This level is just Death Chamber, but smaller and with a bug. Yeah, there's like this bug ship that chases you around that's like fucking Nemesis from Resident Evil. I don't know, I'm grasping at straws with this one. This one's really boring. It's just Death Chamber, but smaller. Moving on. So, Robotnik finds a way into the Space Colony Ark. He shoots his way through the dingy hallways abandoned years ago. Yeah, this one is a tad boring too. Cool music aside, there just isn't much here. It's doing the whole dark level aesthetic, but it just doesn't work at all. You can see everything. I will say that it is actually kind of cool to see the space colony powered down with all these lights out. It feels very foreboding. Like, this is probably one of the more atmospheric levels in the whole game. It's a bit more interesting than the last level. It feels like another space colony level, but it's just dark and drab and just kind of boring. Okay, from one boring ass level to another. So the villains team up to find some Chaos Emeralds, and then Eggman has to Pearl Harbor his way through the base, and yeah, this level sucks. I think this has to be the most visually boring level in the whole game. It's just Metal Harbor, but slow and boring. There isn't anything to talk about with this level. I know I'm kind of blasting through some of these, but I don't know. The Dark Story is a little bit of a mixed bag whenever it comes to level aesthetics. It's probably the most forgettable level in the entire game. There's just nothing to say about it. Massive, massive hot take coming. I like Security Hall. I know, I'm a complete fucking minority here, but I can't help it. This level is sick, and I'm sick of pretending that it isn't. The aesthetic is unlike any other level in the entire game. You're in this huge vault room. How beautiful this level is, man. The music, the money flying in the air. This level just makes me feel like a fucking baddie. It's not even that hard of a level besides the stupid vault switching. I think you guys just aren't bisexual enough to enjoy this level. The music is absolutely one of my favorite Rouge tracks. Just giving this level such a sexy, cool vibe. I just feel like a sexy spy stealing jewels when I play this level. I don't care what anybody else says. I've always liked this level, and I know I'm the only one, but fuck it. You're wrong, I'm right, moving on. So Baton Rouge locked herself with a bomb, and Shadow decides to save his pony waifu girlfriend at the last moment. Ladies and gents, this is peak. This is one of the best levels in Sonic history right here. Holy fuck. It's a Dark Story version of Green Forest, but it's early in the morning and with a ton of fog. So gothic and dark. Oh my god, I love it. It's one of the only dark stages where I actually prefer it over the hero version. The deep fog and early morning dew give this level such an ethereal feel. I don't know, it feels like an afterlife or something. The constant rain, the massive white bark trees, it feels like Sonic Silent Hill. What I love most about Shadow levels is that they do such a great job of getting the player inside of Shadow's head. It has that same constricting feel that Green Forest does, but this time you feel slightly more in control. Shadow feels so right for this level, man. All that being topped off with one of my favorite pieces of music ever written. Rhythm and Balance, the theme for this level, is an absolute masterpiece. Every emotion this level conjures, the music just complements it perfectly. This track is a full-blown panic attack, while still feeling so badass. It's fucking magic. This really is one of the best levels in Sonic history. It fires on all cylinders and aces everything I judge a level on. Absolute perfection right here. We got another Shadow level, and it's fucking insanely okay. Yeah, this one is not quite as cool as the last, and has super janky gimmicks, honestly. Unfortunately, this is a step down on multiple fronts from White Jungle. Aesthetic-wise, it's pretty killer though. It's a daytime version of Pumpkin Hill, and it's a very unique looking level. It's very surreal, which I think is kind of a theme with Shadow levels. It's a grind-heavy level with blistering speeds. It's kind of a shame that this level is a bit jank though. The rails weirdly don't work as well in this level as it does to some of the other grinding levels. I have the most trouble switching rails in this stage. Not only that, but these trampolines are kind of a pace breaker, leading to kind of weird level design. It's not bad, like they're still fun to be had, it is super short. It has the awesome gothic aesthetic of Pumpkin Hill, and it fits Shadow super well. I just wish that it wasn't so janky. It's a good level, it's just kind of jank and not as good as the last one. Moving on. Oh, god damn it. Well, we're here. The worst level in the game. Literally everyone agrees, and I do too. It's pretty inarguable. I don't know who the fuck made this level, but they really need some like serious psychiatric help. I really hope they're doing okay nowadays, because whenever they made this level, they were not in a good place. Even the aesthetic is just whatever, it's just space. It's just another space level, and it doesn't look all that interesting. The gimmick of this level is imagine Super Mario Galaxy, but fucking terrible. The controls can just fuck right off during these segments, and the stupid fucking backwards tips, and to top it all off, is that it is easily the biggest level in the entire game. Everything about this level sucks. I'm not spending any more time on this. It's a really fucking bad level and everyone knows it. Sonic Adventure 2 haters, I mean, there's no defending this level. There just isn't. So you win this round, I guess. So I've been on record saying that I think the mech levels kind of bite. They're very slow and they can be fun, but ultimately they're just kind of boring and my least favorite levels out of the 3. Cosmic Wall is the last Eggman stage, and it actually kind of goes off with a bang. This level's gimmick is that the gravity is low and you have super floaty jumps, and it's actually really fun. It is a little overly long, but most of it is pretty good. Aesthetic is just space again. It's pretty derivative of the other space levels. The music fucking slaps though. It's so edgy, but it fits the level so well. Can I just say that Egg Botnik in this game is so sick? More so story-wise, but it's one of the only games where he feels like a legit villain. And he's actually kind of intimidating. Kind of a tangent, but anyway, this level's cool. A little too long though. Sorry I don't have that much to say. It's literally the exact same aesthetics as most of the other space levels. I can't really think of anything else to say about space. Anyway, time for the last level for the Dark Story. So the hero story ended with such a bang with Final Rush. So Final Chase should do the same, right? No. So imagine Final Rush, but it sucks. It's such a disappointing last level for the Dark Story. It's absolutely the worst speed stage in the game. It's basically Final Rush, but none of the thoughtful level design and these awful pipes. I don't know what they were thinking with these. At least when Skyrail bouncing on the trampolines could be fun in a doo-doo brain kind of way, but there's just nothing fun about these. The aesthetic is the same shit, the level design is whatever, and the music, even the music sucks. This is like the only track in this entire game that I don't fuck with. Even Mad Space had sick music. It really is a shame that the Dark Story just really falls off a cliff towards the end. I mean, I guess even from the start, it was a little inconsistent, at least a lot more so than the hero story, but man, the last several levels of the Dark Story bite. Yeah, really piss poor way to send off the Dark Story. Anyway, at least we're not done with the game yet. There are definitely better things to come. Alright, so that's the Dark Story. It's a piping shame that the last few levels suck. But overall, I still enjoy the Dark Story. Story-wise, I actually do kind of prefer it over the hero story. It's interesting getting to see the villains interact. I actually like these 3 a lot. They have a pretty fun dynamic. They work really well off of each other and make for a cool villain team. It's a different vibe for Sonic, but a welcome one. On to the last story. So we basically just have a level and 2 boss fights in the last story. The final level is basically just the typical space colony aesthetics, but the more you get deeper into the core, the more ancient and alien things start to become, culminating in the last area. Unfortunately, you don't actually get to run around in this area. You can only see it in cutscenes and a boss fight. It looks awesome though. Since the Ark is supposed to harness the Chaos Emeralds, this entire area is supposed to look like the shrine to the Master Emerald from the first Sonic Adventure game. Such a clever detail. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of it. We defeat Godzilla and save the world, yippee, and then Shadow dies. Okay, so we got the Chao Garden. So I actually didn't talk about the Chao Garden in the first essay. That sounds weird calling these games essay. Mainly because these gardens were just the extensions of the adventure fields that they were in. This game has a way more fleshed out Chao Garden separate from the actual game. I actually knew people who bought this game specifically for the Chao Garden. So you start in this weird lobby. When I was a kid, I thought this was a part of the Ark. It's so otherworldly. This has like a limbo vibe to it. The ceiling is representative of the heaven and hell theme. The neutral garden is pretty simple, but it has that awesome early 2000s tropical vibe that I can never get tired of. You got lush, beautiful waterfalls, tropical trees, and this absolutely beautiful skybox. It's so ethereal. Not only that, but you can actually enter this cave. You got Chao Race and Chao Karate. Chao Race is interesting because you enter this really cozy room. I don't know, man, so much about this game is just so weird and ethereal. I just love it so much. I want to give a shout out to the Chao music. It's very bouncy and kind of babyish, but it's so much fun. It's very unique. Like, I don't really ever hear music like this anywhere else. If you want to hear similar music, I'd recommend listening to the Choo Choo Rocket soundtrack. Super underrated game, by the way. The Chao Karate is just as sick. Can I just say, I love this mural. It is so stupid. Look how insane it is, bro. And bruh, the music. So after all of that, we go to Chao Kindergarten. The kindergarten actually serves several different purposes, but it's so goddamn charming. The cute classroom, the really weird principal's office with the blinking statue, the fun doctor's room, and the best thing in the kindergarten, the fortune teller room. The fortune teller room is fucking beautiful. This used to be my phone background for a while. The beautiful purple hue and purple drapes, the skull in the background, her weird thing over her mouth. It's a stupid small thing, but Sonic Team just made it absolutely beautiful for no reason. Okay, so now we got the Hero Garden. This place is supposed to be a full-blown paradise. The beautiful cotton candy clouds, and the really surreal Bell Island that occasionally rings. The fountain, it's just perfect. The Dreamcast version actually is a bit more detailed. I actually do like the bridge, but I see why they left it out in later releases. Then finally we got the Dark Garden. The textures have this really rocky look to it, and the sky has this deep dark purple, and the goofy looking Bat Mountain in the background is definitely a plus. It's really crazy how much they trimmed this garden down from the original Dreamcast version. The Dreamcast version had this hill that you could walk up and the sick ass cave. I kind of wish it was still here. The newer, more minimal version is a bit too barren if you ask me, but yeah, that's the Chao Garden. As usual, Sega and Sonic Team just pour their heart and souls into the actual aesthetics of everything they make, and it's just amazing. And just like the rest of the game, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. Alright, ladies and germs, we did it. I'm so sorry this video took so long. I meant to have it out by last year, but life happened. Let's just say that. This is one of my all-time favorite games, and it had a really big impact on my childhood. I needed to honor this game as best as I could, and I hope I did it justice. I just want to share a little story when I was a kid, me and my older brother. I know I've told this story before, but I just want to relay it again. We brought our GameCube to my grandma's house one summer evening. I remember everyone went to sleep, and me and my brother laid down a pallet and sat down in the living room, playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, eating pizza, and ending it off with a Gorillaz music video marathon on Toonami, and having the best time of my life. I'm still chasing that high. That story just means the world to me. It's my favorite memory ever. Whenever my brother moved out, I remember playing this game when I missed him the most. And still to this day, I still play this game and I still remember my brother. He's alive, by the way. He's not dead. He just has kids and doesn't do stupid YouTube videos like I do. I don't know, man. This game just was my older brother in a lot of ways. It means the world to me. I love this game, and I love my brother to this day, and I hope this video will suffice as a big thank you to Sega and Sonic Team for giving me an absolutely incredible childhood. Thank you guys so much for watching. More of these videos are coming in the future, and I swear to fucking God, it will not take this long to make ever again. I swear. Maybe I'll explain in the future, but some crazy shit happened. That's all I have to say. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.